Hi everyone, I'm Kay and this is the Collective Soul Tarot. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here with me today. It's lovely to be here. It's Tuesday. And we're going to do another general reading for the collective using these two decks of the Kipper and the Gilded Reverie. And we're going to use Intuit Tarot to clarify what we get for the past, present, and future for the collective reading. If you like what you see or hear today in this reading, would you please consider subscribing and give me a like, thumbs up, and even commenting and sharing? That'd be lovely. Thank you so much. And we're going to begin. First, I'm going to ask Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit to assist me today with correctly interpreting the energies in the cards and to help me see clearly. Thank you. Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective today in this general read for Tuesday, November the 14th? Almost halfway through the month, guys, already. Jeez, where is this time going? Where's this year going? Well, here we have it. So, yeah, 2023. It's just crazy. We just started a new month and now we're already in the middle of it. Okay, past energy, Archangel Michael. Privileged lady. Interesting, I must say. That's past energy. Present is expectation. So hurry up and wait, right? And our near future, which is message, kind of like this one here, is a message that would come in a frivolous manner in the sense that it's not a formal document. It's more like a text message, phone call, or social media message. See, what else would it be? Email. That's right. Email. And this expectation is all about waiting. Really, it's about maintaining patience. She's waiting for something to show up. And you see how she's looking out the window. She's in anticipation, hoping to see something come her way soon. Now, this is not necessarily a her, it could be a him. But yeah, let's clarify. Privileged lady is someone who is a counterpart to the wealthy man in the Kipper deck. And, you know, it could indicate that she's not only well-to-do, but, you know, she doesn't have to work. She's kept. You know, she's well kept. She's enjoying the life and the lap of luxury. Or she had been. Ship. And the sun. Okay. Well, these two clarify that, right? Either this privileged lady is going on a, this is about traveling. It's like you have to pack your bags. It's long distance traveling, the ship is. And this is the sun, just happiness and good things all around. Maybe the privileged lady is going on a vacation or some kind of business trip to a warmer climate, or to a sunny location, you know, like a beach or some land that's closer to the equator. Okay. Oh, look at this. This popped out. We're going to put that right there. Courthouse. So you know what that tells me? It tells me it's not the privileged lady. It tells me that it's telling me, which I intuitively I'm seeing that this is somebody who's removed themselves from being that counterpart to the privileged lady through court action. You know, obviously divorce, right? Or some other kind of court action. Maybe she was a stalker. Your own counterpart, right? So anyways, could be that as a result of some kind of deliberation, whether that's like just your own personal deliberation, collective, or it's a privileged lady's deliberation or some kind of court action against or for the privileged lady, for yourself or against yourself, but it's sending you on a ship. It's sending you on a vacation. It's sending you on a long distance trip to the sun. You know, had to have been a good result. Court action. Someone's favor. Let's look at this one here. Polar bear. Polar bear is all about strength. You know, strength and courage. Will make things happen through sheer force, and is a very you know, motherly protector of its young. You know, will nurturing motherly protector. This one wanted to come out, so it's out. Lilies. That is happiness. That's peace and serenity and calm, and it's also communication of that nature from people in, you know, that you've known, family, friends that have passed over, that are imparting their energy of peace and serenity into your life, and wisdom perhaps too. You got some onlookers from another realm, from another dimension, is what I'm saying. So this could be that expectation. These two, expectation. So you know, brute force, right? Pushing things forward, maybe being held back, you know, kind of dulled in a way, because there's some time needed for peace and calm to just get your ducks in a row kind of thing. But you know, it's you're being asked to wait, to be patient. Be patient, seek calm and serenity and peace at every moment that you can, in any moment that you can. And, you know, tap into your intuition to hear your ancestors speaking to you through that peace and serenity. Just, you know, be ready when it's time to be ready. I mean, it's time to go. But this is like two different these are two different energies if you're thinking about pushing something forward. But if it's to do with you gaining some peace and serenity so that you can find your inner strength from within to move forward to wherever it is you're wanting to go, which is here, right? Maybe you have got so many fears, collective fears about moving forward to communicate with someone. Okay? To communicate with somebody. This might be why you're you're being asked to just lay low and meditate and be cool, be calm, cool, and collected right now. Because your ancestors, with this lily card, it tells me too that your ancestors are on the job. You know, they're on the job. What they're doing is they're trying to help you to find some inner peace within you, to calm you through this time of having to wait, and also speaking softly into your ear through your intuition, helping you to gain that inner power, like that inner strength of just, you know, whatever you've got to do, whatever you feel like you need to do and it's scaring the bejeebies out of you, they're whispering sweet nothings into your ear. Like, that's okay, everything's fine, it's all peaceful and it's all good. You know, just lay your head down and let us worry about, not that they worry, but let us take care of all those things that you might otherwise have an opposite reaction to than just being peaceful and calm. Just be peaceful and calm. Everything's fine. You get yourself into that peaceful, calm energy of knowing that you are very powerful, you're deeply loved, You're deeply loved and cherished, and the divine wants what you want, but the divine wants what you want. So you need to just let yourself relax, let yourself absorb your environment, find a safe haven, find some place where we can be with you in silence and help you to just release the anxiety. And if there's any depression or anger, just release it to us. Release it to us. You know, that kind of motivation, wisdom, communication from the afterlife. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the message. We have a mouse or mice card. The mouse or mice card, whatever way you want to look at it, which is about loss. And then there's the tulip card, which is that gift of that bouquet of tulips back in the 1800s. A masculine would usually gift it to a feminine that they're attracted to, interested in, curious about, and it says what they feel for you without saying it with words. Back in the 1800s, if you received if you received a bouquet of tulips, you knew that you had an admirer, somebody who wishes to let you know how they feel about you without actually saying it verbally. But it seems that this one here is saying that your message might have something to do with saying you thought you lost the opportunity. You thought you lost the opportunity to be able to express express yourself in this way to her. And I'm saying her because there's a privileged lady there. But that may not be true. So we just need to dig in deeper. Dig in deeper. Let's go. Yay. 6 of Wands. Recognition, success, pride and victory and all those milestone kind of triumphs. Yeah. Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing here, guys? Okay. Ace of Cups. Winter solstice, find the light within yourself, which is what this is really asking you to do. And the Queen of Swords. Ooh, doggy. With the 7 of Swords on the back. Holy crow. Yeah, privileged lady. The privileged lady has been annexed from your life. Someone who thought she had it really good, and she probably did, but she just didn't appreciate it or value it, with it being coming from you. She had no sense of thankfulness. And if she did ever say thankful, it was kind of like an empty thank you. She's saying it because she knows you might expect it, just to keep you on the hook, So yeah, she became a Queen of Swords in the reverse. Devoid of emotion. Harsh, pessimistic, critical, calculating, abrupt, gossipy. Yeah, these privileged ladies, they gossip all the time. Scatterbrained, easily influenced, and has a clouded vision. Phew. You felt victorious at a time when you met her. You felt like, oh, wow, she ticks all my boxes. Ticks all my boxes. She's a wish fulfillment. She's the one I'm going to love, and I'm going to love dearly, and I'm going to cherish her. It was very romantic. It was highly sexual attraction, just a lot just a lot of attraction, one way or another. You felt like you hit the jackpot. And then, some point during your time together, married life or not, you might just be with the courthouse, though, that would tell me that you wouldn't need to go to the courts to deal with legal matters that have to do with the divorce decree, right? So she turned into, at some point before you did this, into some kind of, kind of nasty, cut you down to little sizes type of woman in your life, right? And perhaps she had been betraying you in some way as well, but you recognized her sneaky, deceptive ways, her lying and cheating. She may have been stealing from you too. So let's go ahead and talk about the Ship card. So this may be why you're being asked to, not only because you need to find your courage, your strength to stand up and get to your computer and type an email or get your phone and call the person or text them, whatever, or whatever it is that you're doing, social media, messaging. You need to find your courage to be able to get up and do it. Just do it. Standing on your 2 feet confidently but humbly. You have to have a nice mixture of that, a nice balance. Being confident yet humble. Because it sounds like you may need to, if you're that afraid to move forward, it sounds like you feel like you lost the opportunity to be able to be that one, to express that kind of, loving expression to somebody, then you probably need to not only find your strength and courage to do this, from a calm and peaceful manner, state of mind. You need to be able to do it. It's probably an apology too. So you want to have a nice balance there. So let's get back to the past here. But yeah, if you may be waiting for a ruling that's still in the court. The courts are still deliberating over it. That pertains to the privileged lady. So 2 of Wands for the Ship. Justice, Hermit, and the 7 of Cups. And there's Temperance on the back. So yeah, you need to make a decision. You needed to make a decision in the past, okay, one way or the other. This is charting a new course. Opportunity, visualization, discovery, get ready, future planning, consider your options and make a decision. And the Justice is about bringing justice into your own mind and heart, like your emotions, about what you have been enduring with this privileged lady in your life, with her sneaky and very sharp and blunt type of communication and behavior. She would be sarcastic and whatever. But this Justice is fairness and balance, doing what's right, integrity, fairness, balance, legal matters, consequences, life lessons, and the truth. Integrity. So yeah, you had, see, she's not looking. That means that she's like the judge. She's not looking. She's not going to be colored by or influenced by one side of the two parties or what. So like, if you're the wealthy man, you can't, this judge is not going to do it from a place of being, you know how they do this in modern days, taking bribes, right? Being paid off. She's not going to do that. So this kind of justice is the divine justice. Yes, and it's been throwing you into hermit mode. It's been throwing you into dark night of the soul and doing some soul searching because of you having the options that you have available to you, but you decided on one person and one person alone. But at the same time, you were feeling like an option to your privileged lady because she was doing whatever it was she was doing. This same old storyline from yesterday, probably all last week too. I just had to say that. So, so I don't need to beat it to death with explaining what all this means, why you got together with the privileged lady in the first place. and what's really going on, you can just go watch one of the other videos if you feel like you need to know, because I give a good in-depth explanation as to why the two of you met. I mean, this is all to do with our divinity, okay? We live our lives because of our divinity. We don't live our lives because of the 3D world, the material world. We live our lives as divine beings who happen to be focused. The consciousness that we are focused on a material world reality. It's no more real than the spirit is, because it's just a focus. It's consciousness, right? Consciousness makes things look real, but they're not. And so there's a reason why the two of you came together, because you were both consciously focused at the same level of consciousness. Now, God is pure consciousness. 3D world is different levels of consciousness, okay? Usually it means like from low vibration, low frequency consciousness to where, if you see that emotional scale I put up in the community tab, it shows you the levels that go all the way up to like joy, peace, love, and prosperity, abundance, whatever, all the higher frequency. That's where you really begin to experience who you really are at the higher frequencies. And when you do that, guys, when you start experiencing yourself and you start knowing yourself that way, to that higher degree of frequency, then you start attracting higher degree frequency materialness, materialnesses, you know? You start becoming a beacon that attracts more of everything that you want, that you desire, more of it. And you no longer become a beacon to that which you would not want to experience, because you're a different frequency. What you don't want to experience is down here. What you want to experience is up here. Okay? And being up here is where you getting to know who you really are, getting to really experience yourself in this world as that soul, that unconditional love of prosperity and blessings and wonderment and joy and peace and serenity and calm and harmony. You know, all of that up here, that's the high vibe. That's like the vibration that barely moves, like this, see? But barely. Down here, it's like boom, 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 roller coaster ride, roller coaster ride, roller coaster. Because God is stillness. Up here, this is God. God doesn't think, but because we think, and then this whole idea of emotional, an emotional expression felt in the body, it really starts making us from the higher level. We're still kind of like this. You know, where God is like this, because God doesn't think and doesn't have emotions. God is pure consciousness. We are consciousness at this lower level. Once we drop the ego, which is the body, once we completely eliminate the body, we go back into singularity, into stillness. We're one with God completely. But until then, we're a little wavering, but down here it's like, woo, all over the place, up one day, down the other day, upset, happy, mad, angry, in love. You know, it's just like, oh, it's a mess. It's chaotic, it's drama, right? And if we don't learn to grow up, literally grow up from this lower vibe energy, we're going to continue to have this kind of emotional and physical experience with other people in relationships and stuff. It's going to be blah, 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 like that, which makes us feel anxious and makes us feel depressed. So if you wonder if you're anxious or depressed, you know it's because you need to get yourself out of this with other people. Come up to who you really are. You're so much closer up here. Sorry for the closeness to the camera, but it's the way I'm going to be able to express. We're so much closer up here where we're just kind of going blah, 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 just a little bit. so much closer to our stillness, who we really are, up here, just slightly lower than stillness. We're down, we're going la 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 like this. But the lower you go, the bigger the waves come, that frequency, that vibration, and the next thing you know, you're way down here. Where is that? The emotional scale down there is it hatred? I'd have to look. But it's like, it's all the negative things, you know, negative emotions, like the really big ones. Could even include grief, until we are grief, and then we become angry, right? So grief, I think, might be below anger on the scale, because we go through all those phases through the grieving process when we lose someone, whether it's you lose somebody because through divorce or whatever, and you didn't want to, or you lost someone through death. Yeah. So guys, this is all about where you're at in your vibration. You met when you were at lower vibration. You were very 3D focused. Just put it that way, 3D focused, with personality that was big ego. You know, ego that was the size of your personality. Fears, right? You had a lot of fears. And we didn't know any better, because when we were probably raised by parents who, most of us would have been raised by parents who didn't know any different either. So they put their fears on you, because it was a way of protecting you. For some, you know, for most parents. For some parents, it would just be, they were just, you know, evil, right? But they threw, and of course we're all sponges when we're children. So we absorb what we see. So if we see our parents behave in a certain way, and we realize that they're reacting to something, then you start taking that on as that's what you got to do too. That's how you're going to have to behave if you see something like that come up in your life. Those coping mechanisms and learning through your parents modeling for you. Now, not necessarily the best kind of modeling, but modeling nonetheless. So you started off with this certain knowledge of how to be a person, how to be a human being, to be able to protect yourself from others, and to be able to cope with what's going on in your family life, because you really didn't have a lot of power when you were a kid to affect change. But as you grew into an adult, you became more and more empowered, because you now can make decisions in your life and how you're going to live your life in your own space with whoever you choose to live with, right? But oftentimes, because we don't know any different, we've also taken these old habit forming, rituals and routines and ways of thinking, ways of behaving, for protecting ourselves from childhood into adulthood. And it just screws our relationships up, because especially when you're with another person that's doing the same kind of thing, look what happens, right? One person might grow while the other one does not. And in this case, somebody has grown. They're finding their happiness because they said no more of this. They stood up for themselves and they said, I don't have to take this. I don't have to be with somebody like this. It doesn't feel good to me anymore. We were good. Where did she go in the past? Well, it wasn't her that went anywhere. Believe it or not, it was you. You went somewheres, right? You grew through watching her behaviors, getting older, watching her behavior, saying, oh my God, I guess I was kind of like that myself too, wasn't I? It's kind of like, I'm starting to see myself and the behaviors that I used to do those things. So you probably forgave him in the beginning, overlooked it, because you've been like that. So you did that, but it got to the point where she kept doing it from time to time, and the next thing you know, so much time has gone by and she's still doing it, and you're like, no, we have this family we're raising. We're supposed to be, growing old with our kids, right? We're supposed to be growing up. Our kids are more mature than she is, kind of thing. So that's what happened, is that you grew and you're seeing that what she's doing is not right. It's not, where is it here? Doing what's right? It's not doing what's right. It says right there. Not doing what's right. You see that. And the fact that you see that tells us that you've grown. You know, that you should tell yourself that you've grown. You see that it's not right. And in that same very moment when you see that it's not right, you say to yourself, I'll never do that again. I'll never behave like that again. I can't imagine doing that again. You know, because you've grown. So that's the purpose of what's going on here, as to why you were with that person who was who became like this at whatever point in time. It could have been shortly after you got married or sometime later after you were married. But that's why you ended up being with somebody like that, because you were a perfect match in the past. But you've grown, and so now it's time for you to move on, and you're recognizing that. And recognizing that, you know what happens? You know those little dinger bells that somebody has in their bedroom? Way back in the 1800s, that the wire for it would run all the way to the kitchen, right? From whatever level of the home you're in, up to however far away from the kitchen you were, all you had to do is pull this thing here like this, you know, this chain, and it would ring the bell in the kitchen, excuse me, alerting the kitchen staff that you want some water, or you want something. So you have to go all the way over there and find out what your mistress or your guest or whoever wants, right? Well, that's what was going on here, is that she was pulling your chain. She was pulling your chain, and you were going, it was going, and you were hopping, right? Going for it. But it got to the point where she was pulling your chain, and your bell was ringing, and you're like going, for crying out loud, what now? She's so demanding. She's high maintenance. She's this, she's that. Well, so it got to the point where you started ignoring that bell. I think you get the picture. Okay, the sun. Magician, yes, the sun is your willpower to manifest. Okay? Manifesting what? The sun. Can't go wrong, right? Oh, that's powerful. Okay, sun twice as a King of Wands. With the Knight of Wands on your, you see, so I often say, maybe every time, but when you're a king, you've grown, okay? You've grown to take charge of your life, to take action, take control. Like I'm not going to respond to that bell anymore, you know? I'm going to pretend I don't even hear. I might even rip it off its chain, kind of thing, so it can't ring anymore. And you've become very powerful. You know, you step back into your own power right here. You're empowering yourself back here in the day, right? You manifesting, let's see here. The radiant energy is what you're manifesting. That's the King of Wands. He's a doer, you know. He does. He just does. Energy rush, you know, feeling motivated and excited, because Wands are all about passionate pursuits, right? King of Wands. Free, optimistic, positive, warm, vital, success, truth, and yes. Yes, it says yes. See, can you see that? It says yes. Yes, this is where you need, this is right. I didn't even finish any of those sentences except for the last one, but it's all the same. So you were sitting on your throne going like, I got to take action. I feel like I need to get up and move and do something. I'm just feeling antsy. I feel like I've got a whole pile of energy lit under my butt, right? And guess what? You went out to the stables and you got your horse. You got on your horse. So now you're on a divinely inspired, because you're listening to your heart now, right? Because you've grown. You're hearing your heart crying out for love, unconditional, true love, not somebody who's going to be living the life of luxury and not equal give and take, right? You want true love, and you're getting on your horse, the divinely inspired, passionate pursuit to the sun, manifesting all this good stuff. I mean, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I want to be there. I want to do it. It sounds like so much fun. Okay, let's do the courthouse. Archangel Michael, this is lovely. Thank you so much get so much great information in the past. But you know, it's the weirdest thing. You kind of got to know where you've been so that you can see why you're where you're at. Why you're where you're at. Does that make sense? You got to kind of know where you've been, the low vibration, and why you attracted what you did, okay? To be able to see that you've grown. You may not really be like looking at it like that, but you've grown. You're a different human being than you were when you first met her, okay? You've grown. And that's why you're where you're at. So you know why you're where you're at. Why you are where you're at is because you've grown. You're getting up the emotional scale. You're listening to your heart more. You're connecting in with your inner self. Maybe you've been healing old childhood wounds too. But you've been doing some soul searching for enlightenment. And that's what it says here. This is a guiding light. This is like God, the Holy Spirit, and Christ, or the other way around. The Trinity, right? You become more contemplative, meaning that you're just thinking more about the whys and what the hells, right? Solitude, growth, you know, you're finding some resolve in your solitude. You find you're attracting information to come to you through advice, whether it's through your ancestors, through other people that you're talking to, because you know you're sharing your pain. Courthouse, death. Death is something that's good news, I would have to say. The Star, so that you can heal. And this guy wants to come out, and it came out reversed. Let me see. 3 of Wands, lack of foresight, restrictions, returning home, stalled, postponed, regression, inhibit, lack of progress, thinking small. Yeah, well, manifesting, big developments, travel for pleasure, work or love. This is both ways, man. This is for this one here, and this one is for this one. It's because you were thinking small. You know, low vibe is small. Thinking small, low vibe. That caused you to have restrictions on you, and I bet you did feel stuck and restricted to some degree. Being with somebody who was behaving badly. Let's just put it that way. Behaving badly. They were behaving badly. And you saw it as such because you were able to look through a different lens. That enlightened lens. Expectations for the present day. 5 of Wands. Personality clashes. Judgment. There you go. Heeding the call. And this is the Chariot, strength of will to move forward into your 9 of Cups with the one that you want to celebrate with, which, you know, apparently she's the Queen of Cups. That's the one on the back. And she may be single, okay? She may be single because it just came out from underneath her. So 5 of Wands, right? Personality clashes. You're still healing from the restrictions, the lack of foresight, returning home, feeling stalled, postponed. You know, you're just not getting the satisfaction you'd hope to get with being in a marriage like with her. So you having to put an end to it, you ended it through the Death card, which is death and transformation. So whatever it ends, something has to transform. So you ended it and you became a different person, even more than you already were. And the Star is the person that you see guiding and helping you heal, the Queen of Cups. But you're going to be able to mend that connection. That's what you want to do. That's your happiness. Okay, back to this. So 5 of Wands, no more of that kind of clash. No more of that conflict. Yes, you're feeling inner conflict because you're afraid to approach her because you feel like you've lost her through your own lack of foresight. You know, lack of foresight and judgment, better judgment. But it goes to say, if this gal had some growing to do. She did. She grew. Okay, she grew. Look at her, Queen of Cups. She grew. She's Nine of Coins. She's all sorts of the good stuff, right? Independent and doing very well for herself. Okay? She's sophisticated. She's abundant. She's prosperous. She's all things beautiful and in nature. She gets on, she's in tune with nature, which is the divine in nature form. Okay? So yeah, she has been somebody who could be a guiding star for you, because she's kind of like the model that you didn't have back in the day when you were a young person growing up. This kind of person would be a great model for anyone to do what they need to do in order to be able to rise above your obstacles and challenges in life and grow as a result. Great model, right? So what I was saying was, you have this inner conflict with yourself about being able to be what she needs for you. Really, let's just get down to it. If we have to be honest, you may not feel like you're good enough for her. And I will say that's wrong. Don't think that way at all. You're growing. You're a king. You're not a page coming to her. You're not a page. You're not a, well, yeah, you're going to be a knight, but it's because of your king development that's making you. The best would be emperor, of course, if she's an empress, but we don't know. She's just a queen so far as we know. All right? You got that? I know you made a judgment about, even about your fears. You've made a judgment about your fears of reaching out to get in touch with her. You've made a judgment about that, and the divine helped you with that. You see, there's the angels of the divine, and that's you. Just see that as a boy, okay, a man, an earth angel. Okay, that's who you are. Really, you are. We just have these personalities that are full of fears. The ego, that's at the helm for most of our life. For most of our life, it's at the helm for most of us, until we start having these hardship experiences and we start shaking our heads going, what the hell's going on? Why is this happening to me? And when you do those, when you have those questions, the divine, it's like you heard the knock on the door finally by the divine, because the divine's been there going like this on your door. I have this great liquid embroidery picture, that I had framed. My parents framed it when I was a young girl. I had been painting a portrait of Jesus in his garb, holding his shepherd's staff, whatever, and he's at somebody's door, nice brown wooden door with brick, facade, old brick, back in the day when Jesus was hanging out. He was knocking on the door, and he was just knocking until somebody finally opens the door. So it's letting Jesus into your home, into your heart, right? And so I have that painting that I liquid embroidered, is what you call it. I don't know if anyone ever does that anymore, but I did. I was like 8 or 9 or maybe a little older, and my parents framed it in this really old antique looking frame, but it's not an actual real antique. It's light, it's made out of some kind of plastic, but it looks like that. And I have it hanging in my bedroom. Wherever I go, move to, I take it with me. It goes in my bedroom. It's there. And I'm quite proud of myself for that. But back when I was that young, I was having big questions. And it was because I met him, Jesus. I met him through Bible study in Pioneer Girls. I wasn't in the Brownies. I wasn't in Brownies. I was a Pioneer Girl. And it was the lady who, Mrs. Webb, she read the Bible to us, the New Testament. She read it to us. And all of us girls were sitting around listening. It was just one part of the time that we spent together on Thursday afternoons for a couple of hours. And she read, and I started for the first time hearing about Jesus. And I just, in my small 9-year-old mind, I'm thinking to myself, wow, how can anybody be like that, really? How can they be that loving and forgiving and blessing and curing? And how can they be like that? Well, they can. We can when we're up here closest to our divinity. We are just like Jesus up here. okay? And I know some people will say, oh, she just said we're like Jesus, oh my God. Jesus came here to show us the way, right? Say no more. Okay, so let's talk about the bear card here. So you want to get in your chariot and giddy up and go, because she ticks all your boxes. It's the 9 of Cups. You see her as a Queen of Cups, who's very beautiful, caring, kind, compassionate, and utmost forgiving. But she's highly intuitive too, I have to say. 9 of Coins, you see her as being single. All right, let's go. 8 of Coins. See, that's working hard, putting the effort in to reach success. The Devil is having a strong desire to do so, because you have a strong desire to do this in order for you to be able to move forward towards your Queen of Cups here, and so that the two of you can be under the same roof, or under the same part of the sky together, finally. There's the Strength card. You're doing this. You have a strong desire to work hard so that you can build up your energy here, your strength, your inner strength. That's lovely, guys. And I say good work, good on you. Yay. Okay. 30. The lilies, please. Thank you. Ha! Queen of Wands. Oh, you're so attracted to her. It's not even funny. There's the Emperor. There you are. OMD. Oh, my dog. 6 of Cups. And there's, yeah, look at that. That was on the back of the deck. I didn't pull it out. Ha! I didn't. There's King of Swords, too. Right? So, yeah. Taking control and taking charge is very much an Emperor type of, what do you call it? Characteristic. Okay. Queen, King and Queen of Wands. The Divine is saying through this pull of the cards that you two are at the you're up here now, right? You're up here. You're not, you could be on your way to being ready to marry this one as a husband, and enlightened, becoming more and more enlightened, more and more empowered as an Emperor energy. The difference between the King of Wands, remember, all 4 kings are rolled up into one. With the Empress, it's all 4 queens. All those positive and wonderful attributes, those strengths and characteristics that all 4 kings have, are in the Emperor. But on top of that, he's a great leader of empires, right? He has his own army, for Pete's sake. He gets everything done. He takes care of an entire empire of people. So he's a master leader, and he's a master manifester, and he has mastered his ego. He is the epitome of fairness and generosity. Not like the emperors you might see on TV and movies and stuff like that. This guy's really got it going on for him. Yeah, this is for the lily card, okay? But this is the person, the Queen of Wands right here is the one from your past, who is, the Queen of Cups. Not that one. I mean, that's just a woman, but she's the one you're going towards over here that you're afraid to communicate with for the first time. But this is going to help you. Your ancestors speaking softly to you, trying to energize you into motivation, knowing that you are worthy. You are a worthy individual. You have everything within you to be exactly what it is unconditional love would ask for. All right? And you're doing it. Emperor, you're taking action. And I'm going to pull this guy out here too, because he's the King of Swords. That's you. You're saying, I'm just going to be upright and truthful. No more of this sneaky business from back then, back in the day when I maybe first met your Queen of Wands at the time. That you put her in the other woman, Queen of Wands, right? You see her now as the Queen of Cups, but she was your Queen of Wands. When you were a husband, as an Emperor, you were a husband to somebody. And this is the path.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Holy crow, that scared the living daylights out of me. What is going on? Okay, that's like Alexa or something, or Siri. But that came from my laptop, and I have no idea why. Okay, but it scared the bejeebies out of me, let me tell you. Letter, Page of Cups, that's an apology and just saying hello, hello out there. And the Knight of Coins, you coming forward saying, I am been coming towards you forever, since, especially more so, since I put that behind me, the Eight of Cups. You know, you walked away from that. And the Ace of Wands, and I just have nothing but wanting to, well, look at this card came out. Left it there. 10 of Coins. Yeah, I left my long-term commitment behind, you know, through divorce. This is the near future now. And I want to come towards you and offer you a long-term commitment. You know, in prosperity, abundance, in a legacy wealth that you can give to your children and to their children's children. That's what kind of wealth it is. But you're starting off with an apology, like a hello. Hey, hi there, blah, blah, blah. If you're typing, you know, an email or whatever, you might text. But it's been such a long time. I know I want to apologize for not being around, you know, not whatever, not talking, not staying in communication, not staying in touch with you. I just wanted you to know that I'll be nearby or in your town next week. I don't know, whatever, right? Page of Cups, you're apologizing. The apology is the preliminary one, like, sorry, I haven't been in touch for the longest time. Then when you get together or have another conversation with her, that's when you say, you know, I feel like it's time. I need to let you know, it's time that I let you know what's been going on, and I just want to apologize from the bottom of my heart what happened between us back then, and what I did and left you out, left you in the dark and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so you can trust me because I'm a committed knight now. Knight of Coins moves slowly, methodically. It perseveres. It meets its mark. It does not stop. It does not stop until it reaches its goal, and its goal is to communicate and be with her, the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, right? So you're going to be relaying that to her in your communication. Well, no, you don't have to, but you're going to tell her you left all that behind, and whether you're divorced now or still in the process, but it's going to be ended at some point because, and I'll put this here, because you want a brand new passionate pursuit, new beginning with so much love and motivation and passion for a new life, a new change, a change in my life, way of being. I've changed myself and so forth and so on. And I want to offer you the 10 of Coins because I took my 10 of Coins with me when I divorced. Okay, the Mouse card. Mouse card, please. Thank you, Archangel Michael. 2 of Coins. That, yeah, it depicts the juggling and the third party business energy. And the 5 of Swords, sabotaging. And I got the Knight of Cups on the back, which would be more like for that card there. But I mean, it's after the fact, right? After this is you saying, I want more. I want more. What am I saying? I want nothing more than to be able to come towards you with love in my heart, to meet you on that level ground, the two of us, horse to horse, nose to nose, cup to cup, right? That's what you want. That's this one here, okay? But you feel like you lost that, but you're still saying this is what you still want, even though you feel like you lost the opportunity. That's what you're afraid of right here. You are, the opportunity was lost because you were juggling her with her, right? You put them both in a competition. You put her in a competition with your wife, and your wife in a competition with somebody else, right? A lover. 5 of Wands, it's about competition. And so you're being expected to wait because you got some messed up energy still that you need to lay it down and let your ancestors work on you. The 2 of Coins, that's that juggling, right? You juggle, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? Oh, maybe I can have 2, but you know, this one for that part of the week and this one for that part of the week. It was a third party, nonetheless. Third party situation, and it was nothing but sabotage and just crazy energy, just crazy, jealous. I need to win above all costs. Doesn't matter who I have to hurt, I'm going to get what I want, because I'm in selfish energy. I'm in sneaky 7 of Swords selfish energy. That was back then, and you're seeing that those behaviors could very well still cause you a karmic debt. That it could be that you might have to see her. This is what you're thinking, that you might have to see her move on from you. And wouldn't that be a huge karmic debt for you to have to pay off? That would be painful for you and possibly confusing, but you probably understand why, because you've grown. You've grown in that kind of awareness. So let's talk about the Tulip card. 7 of Wands. That is worth fighting for. So you've made up your mind about that. Oh, you can't see that card. The devil am I doing? Let's see. We'll put her up here. 7 of Wands. Yeah, we got to get rid of this guy here. Okay, we're ready. Now, 7 of Wands. She's worth fighting for. And you have to explain, you have to figure out how to get around the fact that you left her out in the cold, making her feel unworthy herself. But also, you're telling her with the 4 of Coins that that the 2 of you just know you've been attached to each other. You just haven't been able to figure out why. You hadn't. You feel like there's a soul, like a strong soul connection between the 2 of you now. But back then you didn't. Like, that didn't make any sense to you. You didn't care. But you're saying to her, I have just never been able to get you off my mind. Never. And I've always asked myself, why? Why can't I just get her off my mind and move on and be happy with what I've got here? The low vibe stuff. Just kidding. Okay, but you have been missing her dearly and greatly. Okay, I have to say, dearly and greatly, you've been missing her. You're in much regret and remorse for have done what you did, putting her out in the cold with the 5 of Coins and being defensive with the 7 of Wands. But now you're ready to pick up that slack with that gift expression that says you are out of the woods. You're looking ahead. You have you have more positive mindset. You're more in acceptance mode, and you're recovering from the debacle over here that you've been experiencing with the privileged lady, and that you've had a turning point in your life as a result. And that's when you're like, how come I keep thinking about her? Why do I keep thinking about her? I'll leave that to your imagination. So let's go ahead and do an angel. I love this deck. I just have to use it every single time. Every single time, Archangel Michael. What you got for us, angels? What do you have for us? We've learned so much today. What can you tell us that may not make us think too much? Okay. You're ready. Okay, well, what else do they say? Because, this is present day stuff. It doesn't say you're ready. You're ready, but they know better than we understand. Choose a new direction. Well, you did, right here. The 2 of Wands, right? Back then in the past. What else, Archangel Michael and angels? Improving your health. Now, your health might be your health, your physical health, but it could also be your emotional health and your mental health. You've been feeling anxious and depressed, right? Especially if you're afraid of taking those moves to start up communication with her, you know you have some health issues, whether it's mental or emotional, whatever. But trust that you're ready, trust that you can, and trust that you are, that you will have what your heart's desires, as long as you keep following it with faith and trust. Faith is every time we follow our heart, the divine comes along and helps us tenfold more than he would have. The divine, you're always, just put it this way, we're always protected by angels, okay? But when we truly start following our heart, we raise ourselves from this low vibe 3D focus and start listening to our hearts more. You can't listen to your heart and be in 3D focus, okay? You can't. It's either one or the other. So when you come above the 3D focus of just being slowly 3D and material possession focused, when you start coming up above from that, that's because you're listening to your heart. Your heart, there's no heart here. It's missing. You feel a void. It's missing. That's what the 3D focus is. 3D focus is if you're all about logic and practicality and have no space or room in your mind for all things unseen, then that means you're shutting your heart out. I mean, it just makes sense. You're shutting your heart out when you do not allow yourself to believe in the unseen, which is the divine, which is 50% of who we are. Okay, so when you start listening to your heart, you're like in the 4th and 5th dimension now. You're not just 3D focused. There's where you start really feeling motivated, encouraged in some way by your, by God, your ancestors, to open up your ears some more, excuse me, to become even more heart focused. And then next thing you know, you go, geez, this is fun and it sure feels good. I'm going to keep doing that. And it's up from there. You can't go back down. Once you've transformed and become a heart-centered person, even from the very first step of doing it, you can't go back. You can't go down to 3D focus. You're going to try maybe. You think, there's enough of this shit. It's not doing anything for me. I'm just going to go back to being low vibe again. You can't. Surprise. Okay, last message. Sometimes I have too much fun with these readings. So opportunity, yes. If you want the opportunity, you'll have even more opportunities, more doors and windows opening up to you. You follow your heart. You go towards the one that your heart is crying out for. She might even be a twin flame for all we know. You're an emperor. Empress didn't come out, but the 4 of Wands did, and so did the 3 of Wands. And the Lover, no, that did not come out either. So, but anyways, that's enough of that. So, but you'll have all sorts of opportunities it's just kind of like the red carpet rolls out in front of you when you're following your heart, because not only will you gain access to the one you love over here, you gain access to other things that you never had seen or would have had before, provided as an opportunity for you, an opportunity, whatever you want to call it. It's all good. It's just all good. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. And, take my goofiness and silliness and maybe some of the things I say that you say, she's really harsh. Take this with a grain of salt. But don't, be true to yourself. That's all. Bye.
Sunshine on my face, I feel pretty great about today.